Got a horrendous story out of Oklahoma. A veteran being treated at a VA facility died after maggots were found in his wound being treated there. VA officials say the 73-year-old vet arrived with a serious infection that led to his death. Now, 4 staff members have resigned, including the director of nursing. Pete Hegseth, veteran who served in Iraq and Afghanistan, also a Fox News contributor. And Pete, good morning to you back home there in Minnesota.
Good
morning. We keep coming back to these stories. Is it exclusive to the VA, or is this a suggestion that you have these medical issues at hospitals that do not get the attention that some of the veterans' issues gets? I mean, what do you believe in a building that's 100 years old in Oklahoma when you find a case like this?
Well, of course it's not exclusive only to the VA, but in other providers and other hospitals, the patients have a choice. But for veterans who live near this hospital, a 100-year-old facility, if they're told that's where they go, that's the only place they go. The son of this veteran, who pleaded for 21 days in this hospital to change the bandages, said he met stonewalling. Stonewalling from a bureaucracy, stonewalling from administrators, and a culture there that didn't care enough about this veteran to change his wounds for 21 days. So there were maggots. Maggots were discovered in that wound. I mean, it churns my stomach, and I know yours as well. That's what soulless health care looks like. It's single-payer, government-run health care, Bill. And if you don't have a choice for a veteran to go outside, then they're treated like widgets. So
4 staff members have resigned. You actually, you believe that shows signs of progress. How so?
Well, in sort of a perverse way, meaning there's been such light shown on the VA and the problems there that these guys, rather than fight it, just said, well, we quit. Clearly, we're going to be, they're going to come after us, even though it's going to take maybe a year or 2 to get rid of these employees and may or may not actually face criminal charges. It's not progress, but at least they left. So the veterans aren't faced with more stonewalling. Real progress is really firing people in real time for whether or not it's administrative blockages or poor care inside the facility, and ultimately veterans have to be empowered to have a choice. Until they have that choice, they're not treated like customers, and veterans should be customers with world-class service. Instead, you got a guy 73 years old, his son can't get him care, and he's got maggots in his wounds. It tells you everything you need to know about what needs to, the kind of overhaul that needs to come to the VA.
The current secretary says he wants to fire people and can't, because that's the way Washington's set up.
Then why won't he go to Congress and fight for the bills that would give him that authority? He does it because he's in the tank with government unions. He's in the tank with special interest groups who don't want to change those civil service laws. So you got to have a VA secretary that will say, I want that authority and I'm going to use it so that I can change the culture, in addition to an investigation top to bottom. And the president-elect has talked about that. You have to start by ripping the scab off the wound and saying, how deep is it? How systemic is it? We know it's systemic, but how far does it go so that we can overhaul the culture and then hold people accountable? But Bob McDonnell hasn't fought for it. So don't tell me he doesn't have the tools when he hasn't asked for them.
Comment from the family here. This is Ramey Parker, son of Owen Reese Peterson, the veteran. Quote, during the last 21 days I was there, I pled with the medical staff, the senior medical staff, to increase his meds so his bandages could be changed. I was met with a stonewall for much of that time, end quote. When's this going to change?
It's going to change when the culture changes. And the culture is going to change when people are fired, when people are held accountable. But you know what? I got a lot of hope, because Donald Trump has made this a priority from day one of his campaign. He said he wants to fix the VA and overhaul it. He's got a 10-point plan to do it, which includes accountability and choice and an investigation and protecting whistleblowers, all the things that Bob McDonnell and this VA bureaucracy and the unions have not done. So empowering a secretary to do that, you can change a culture, because there are a lot of great people that work at the VA, nurses, doctors, administrators, who do a fantastic job. They're the ones that suffer from the impression that they're not doing a good job when the bad ones aren't able to be removed. So it is simple. It's accountability, it's choice, it's transparency, it's investigation, it's protecting whistleblowers, it's mental health care for veterans, a suicide crisis facing them. You can do it. You just got to roll up your sleeves and go to bat.
You're going to get that job, Pete?
Hey, I don't know, Bill. I'm grateful to be considered and always honored to serve, but can't put my finger on that scale. There's only one guy that's going to make that decision.
Pete Hegseth, thank you for your time. Minneapolis, we'll see you in New York very soon. Thank you, Pete.
Appreciate it.